So Albert, welcome to Canberra, I suppose. First, tell me why did you decide to sign with the Brumbies?
I think it's, I spent a couple of years up at the Reds and spent a year overseas in Italy. I think it was just, for me personally, I thought I'd had a lot more to give back to Super Rugby and, Australian rugby. So I decided to come back home with my family and just give it a crack here one more time in Super Rugby.
So you've been playing over in Italy for the last year, have you?
Yeah, that's right. I spent a year with Treviso, Benetton Treviso, which is up north there, and enjoyed my time there. But deep down inside, I knew I wanted to come back to Super Rugby and get picked up by the Brumbies. It's a real honour for me to be here.
Tell me about that experience of playing in Italy. What was that like?
Mate, it was a great experience. I mean, you come across forwards that play international for their own countries, and you get real starstruck. My job as a front rower is to scrum and to scrum against, come across faces that are very familiar in the rugby sort of sense. It's awesome to butt heads with them. So, I mean, it was all good over there, but I'm just happy to be back home and join a great club with the Brumbies.
What was the style of play like over in Italy? Is it a really physical style of game, or?
It's a good question. I think it's more forward orientated for sure. Obviously due to the weather, they take pride in their scrummaging over there. So it's sort of helped me in my game in terms of scrums. They really had a massive emphasis in the set piece areas. So that's pretty much what I took out of European rugby.
Okay, the Brumbies obviously have a very strong front row at the moment with Stephen Moore, Scott Sio, Ben Alexander. How do you see yourself fitting into that rotation? Yeah,
it's been the front row for a couple of years now. Even when I was with the Reds, they've had that strong front row since the start. I think spending time under Daniel Palmer, which is a great mate of mine, spending time under him and learning off blokes like Stephen Moore and even Scotty Seal, it's going to be you got Bongo there as well, so it's blokes. It's going to be real hard to get a game, but that's what sport's about. You got to compete with the best, and personally, I think the best are here at the Brumbies. So what a great challenge.
Did you play alongside Dan Palmer over in Italy? Or?
No, I played alongside a lot of these players just through rep footy. I first come across Dan Palmer back in schoolboys, Elsie schoolboys. That's when we clashed heads there, and good scrummager. Okay,
I think I read that you can play, or you have played all three positions in the front row. Is that right?
Yeah, I've played all three positions. At the moment, I'm signed as a hooker, so I'll be investing a lot of time into in that area. And once again, I'll be learning a lot from Stephen Moore and Bongo moving forward. I grew up playing loosehead, but playing hooker as well just adds an extra string to my game. But both areas I've got to improve on massively. So, like I said before, I'm looking forward to getting involved and just learning.
What did you play mainly when you were in Italy?
I played a lot of hooker in Italy. There was a lot of injuries over there, so I spent the majority of the time at hooker and a couple of games there at loosehead. So that was enjoyable.
Is that where you see your best position at hooker, or do you think you can play, tight head or loose head?
I think moving forward, I think spending time at loose head and hooker, just in those two positions, is the go at the moment. I've invested a lot of time there over the past 4 or 5 years. Under Ewan McKenzie, trying to learn loose head and hooker, and I think if I just stick to those two positions and do the best I can and see where it takes me.
Okay. What was it about the Brumbies that I suppose attracted you here? Obviously they have made the finals for the past 3 years and turned into a bit of a successful organisation. Is that something that you've sort of looked at and thought, I want to be a part of this?
Yeah, look, when you look into signing into a new team and whatnot, you look into for me, the history of the Brumbies, and it's a very young history. There's not much. I think there's only been just under 200 players for the Brumbies, so it's not as old as the Reds or whatever. But the culture here is amazing. I mean, you don't fluke getting into the finals for those, so many years, and I've just got a lot of great history here, and the players that have worn the jersey beforehand, for me to come here and even just be a part of the training squad, it's such a it's a blessing. And out of all the teams here in Aussie, dead set, Brumbies are one of the teams that you definitely want to be involved with, and especially with the coaching staff and the players that are here now. It was silly not to come here, so I'm very lucky to have this opportunity.
Okay. So what year did you start with the Reds? Was it 2011?
Yeah, 2010, I think. So I spent academy there since out of school, and signed 2010, I think, or 11. Then left after 2014.
Okay.
Just to spend a season overseas, and now I'm back. So
at the end of last season, you went over to Italy?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Okay. No, it's good to be home though.
Okay. What did you, I suppose, learn from your time at the Reds? Like, obviously, you played under along some great players there as well, and a few good coaches.
Yeah. Look. For me, it was I got signed under the Ewan McKenzie era, and that was a huge lift up for the organisation. And the thing that it came down to was good culture. Having good culture on and off the field, and respect for each other and stuff like that. And that's what I see in the Brumbies. There's a lot of that going around, and culturally, this team of the Brumbies they've had it for years. And you don't fluke that. So, like I said before, I'm very blessed to be here.
So I suppose, like you said, you've been signed as a hooker. Do you see yourself then competing with Josh Manray for that? I suppose that role to be the backup to Stephen Moore.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a tough battle. Manray's been here for a couple of years now, and he's someone that I look up to. Growing up, he was over in Japan for a bit, and then spent time out in the mines, and then back into the rugby. And it was so good to see him come back. He's a great player, great servant of the Brumbies, and not just Brumbies, but he's definitely potential there for the Wallabies as well. In terms of myself, it's going to be a great challenge to come against blokes like that. But as an athlete, that's what you challenge yourself against. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this business of rugby. So, with Maury there as well, it's just going to, if anything, it's going to benefit me, benefit Bongo. We all complement each other just by helping each other out. And they've been real good since day one, since I got here. So, all helping each other out. So, yeah.
You probably won't see much of Steve Moore until the new year, obviously with his Wallabies and World Cup commitments and stuff like that. But are there things that that you want to learn off him when you get to train with him side by side next year? Yeah,
I guess when you're learning, for me, for example, I learn best when I watch people and that. So obviously when he's around a bit more, I'll be able to learn that way. And at the meantime, it's myself and Bongo here Man Ray, that's here now. And I arrived on Monday, and he's just made me feel like home as soon as I arrived. So there's no there's competition on the field, but mate, he's one of the best blokes I've ever met. So
fantastic.